This is episode 636. And today we're going to be talking about creating a mental commute. With a lot of my clients, a lot of them are working from home and stress builds up. And stress is actually something that is happening more and more these days, especially with at-home offices or working remotely. And you would think it would be just the opposite, that, hey, we're working from home, we're in a pleasant environment, things are going great, there's less, quote, stress around us. But in reality, a lot of it is just the opposite. And so what I came up with is this idea of a mental commute. Um, when you work in a remote or hybrid environment, separating your personal life from your work life can be extremely challenging, right? You probably have an office in your home, so you have the home environment. If you don't have an office, you have a desk stuck somewhere, either in the dining room or the living room or someplace. And so there's definitely mixed energy and mixed environment there and mixed usage. And that can create some unconscious stress, right? When you're off at 5, when you're at home, there's no commute home and no time to in the car to decompress. Uh, at one point, when I was in Southern California, my sales office was an hour and a half away. Yes, that's a little bit extreme, but what I did is I made best use of it. In the morning, I would listen to audiobooks, Tony Robbins, other things, and on the way home, I would listen to perhaps some talk radio or music. But what it allowed me to do was decompress, leave work behind. So when I got home, I was there fully attentive. Now, again, an hour and a half may be a little bit extreme, but I think you understand the point on it. And you simply get up from your desk, and now you're at home. You get up and expect it to easily relax or forget about work. It's not possible, right? You get up from your desk if it's a home office, and you walk out of your office. You still see it. You are still or unconsciously actively engaged with work because you can actually see that. And so the boundaries between our professional lives are blurred when your home is an office and when your office is in your home. There's no clear delineation except for perhaps closing the door, which we will talk about. But that would be one of the simplest ways to delineate your workspace from your home space is when you leave that office, close the door, just like you're leaving your office. But then there's still no commute. There's no decompression time. You're still dragging all the work energy with you, even if you close the door. So with blurred lines, work responsibilities constantly feel like they're always there in the back of your mind, right? It's like, again, we leave the door open, or if we're lucky enough to have a separate home office, we close the door, but we know, oh, behind that door's work. I should do this email. We have all this self-talk going on around it. And this actually started when we were able to take our computers home, when we could only do stuff at work, only at work. We only had the network at work. We didn't bring home a lot of this stuff. But now before home offices, at least we had our computer. We could bring our home computer and catch up on work and now the lines are so blurred that there's no delineation between, work and home. So I'm going to go over a couple of thoughts that I'd like you to embrace and see how this works for you on your mental commute, right? One, you want to create a definite physical workspace that you can leave from. If you're lucky enough to have a home office, excellent. Make that office an office, right? So if at your office at work you'd have pictures of family and all that stuff, great, continue it. But if your office at work doesn't have any of that, you may want to think twice, because then we connect with family. It's all on an unconscious level. If you can't have a physical space, you do want to create a permanent space, not, oh, I'm going to go out on the kitchen counter and do my work. Oh, I'm going to go in the bed and do my work. Even if you have to get a tray and sit in a chair in the corner, but that's your office. You keep that just your office, so that when you sit there, you do office work. When you get up, sit someplace else, you don't do it. You can create a separate physical space. I would not recommend the bedroom. But any place else you don't normally sit, you can convert that to a workspace. Take a walk after work. This is probably going to be the biggest thing for your decompression. Again, a lot of folks, we're at home, we're at work, we get done, we go in, we go to the kitchen, we sit down, right, immediately watch TV, do something. Some people, great. If you can, when you leave work, you go to the gym, best yet. Best yet. You get done with work, you go to the gym, you decompress, fantastic. If you don't go to the gym or can't go to the gym, at least go take a walk. We want to break up the time when we're working and when we are personal, and that's our commute. So just even taking a walk around the block after work creates this separation in our unconscious mind of leaving work behind. If we just stay in the house or stay in the apartment, whatever it is, we just move from one area to another, that is not going to solve it. We're still going to be engaged unconsciously with work. But even just going for a 10-minute walk can do wonders for you. Preferably a longer walk, and the best yet is go to the gym right after you get done working. Working, you get your gym clothes, you get everything, and you go right to the gym. This would be a perfect mental commute. You know, it, the other part is just before you shut down. I mean, YouTube has some wonderful, wonderful 4K, 5K nature videos with calming music. So just before you close your computer, just even if you are going to go for a walk, even if you are going to go to the gym, you just take 5 minutes and just watch this beautiful pictures of nature with the wonderful music and just relax. Just let it take you away. And do that for 3 to 5 minutes. It'll start bringing the brave waves down, it'll bring the heart rate, the blood pressure, all of it will start to reduce. And then when you're done, you can turn off your computer and then continue with your mental commute. Um, Decompression exercises. Let's just say you've had a pretty tough day and there's a couple of issues or people that they're still lingering around, kind of like you stepped on some dog poop and it's following you around all over. One decompression exercise could be when you're still at your desk, the workplace, before you watch the nature scenes, you'd want to close your eyes and imagine yourself sitting on a park bench holding a bunch of red helium balloons. And you look up at the balloons, and there's a label on each balloon of the issues that have really got you wound up. It could be a person's name, it could be whatever. And you see the balloons labeled with that. And then you ease up on your grip on the string of the balloons, and then just watch them all float away further and further. And as they float away further and further, notice how the energy that you feel towards them is diminishing because they're going farther and farther away from you. Your energy will be diminishing. So you sit, you let the balloons go. When they're out of sight, you open up your eyes, you watch this beautiful nature video, you get up, you go for a walk or go to the gym, and you start to have a great mental commute. To finalize all of this, if you don't have a door but your computer, when you get done with the decompression, when you watch the nature scenes, you turn off your computer, you close the lid, and you have a post-it note or a sign, closed for the day, gone home, and you put it on top of your computer. If you want to, preferably write it out every day so you're sending a message to your unconscious mind, closed for the day, gone home, and you put it on top of your computer and you walk away from your area that you would consider work. So what we want to do is watch this. We want to create a separate physical workspace. You want to watch. You want to do the mental decompression, watch some nature scenes, create a closed sign, and then go for a walk or go for a gym. Combining all of those will help you create this mental commute and separation from work and pleasure. Just keep in mind, creating a boundary between your professional and personal life is vital to reducing your stress and frustration, which can eventually lead to burnout. Be creative and make this mental commute your own personal decompression and transition time. Play with different things, but we want to create a delineation. Work has stopped, personal has gone forward. And we leave all the work stuff behind us and move forward with our personal life. Make it fun and stress relieving as you achieve a healthy work life balance. If you'd like to see the show notes on this podcast, you can go over to warriormindcoach.com. While you're there, you can find more podcasts, more blog posts, some other information, and also how to contact me for a breakthrough session. While you're on the internet, please follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest under Warrior Mind Coach.